going on out there, everybody? It's Mass Man back in action, making another video about boxing, and probably talking about one of the most talked about subjects in boxing, and that is who would win in a fight versus Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. Now, of course, I'm about to piss a lot of people off, probably in this video, probably, most likely. Probably some Pacquiao fans, because, y'all are fucking, y'all are out of this world, man. Y'all are out of control. Sometimes y'all can be very ignorant. Anyways, if you're going to get booty hurt about it, just, move on to your Justin Bieber videos or whatever the fuck you watch. Alright, now let's talk about these fighters right quick. Pacquiao, you know, of course, one of the greatest offensive fighters of all time. Let's start with his punching ability. His hand speed is very fast. You know what I mean? His power is very good. But as he starts moving up, weight classes, his power is not such a factor anymore. But it's still good enough to knock anybody out. That's the bottom line. And he throws punches in all kinds of different angles, and people can't keep up with that. If there's an angle to throw from in boxing, Manny Pacquiao throws it. And another thing too that's very good that I like about him a lot is his ability to get in and out. You know what I mean? He already knows his distance. He knows where he needs to get to hit you. He'll move in, land his hits, bam, jump right back out. His head movement is very good also, but it's not as good as it used to be. You know what I mean? His head movement used to be fucking like way better before, I think, than now. It's still very good, but not as good as it used to be. I think Freddie Roach got him a little more of an all-rounded, offensive fighter, which is a lot better. But you know what I mean? He still got that head movement, and another thing, of course, he's a southpaw, which gives every orthodox fighter problems. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people can see. Not a lot of people have fought. Southpaw fighters with the skill of Manny Pacquiao. Of course, you know what I mean. That's what makes him also so dangerous. You know what I mean? And he throws a lot of awkward punches sometimes. Sometimes he'll throw these very awkward punches. Like he'll throw, like his jab, his straight left, and then he'll throw another fucking like another jab, but it's a lot, stronger than a jab. 1, 2, 3. He likes to throw that a lot, which a lot of people aren't expecting. Is very, very cool. You know what I mean? To see that little punch right there. A lot of people aren't doing that, and that is one thing I like about his little combos, and very great offensive fighter. Who knows about his defense? We've never seen him have to use his defense. He's never had to. He's never been in trouble. He's always the one on the offensive. He's always beating somebody up. Never really had to see his defense, so we'll just say his defense is good enough. You know what I mean? We don't really know. He's never really had to use it. Let's talk about Floyd now. Of course, Floyd's one of the, you know, he's a defensive genius. One of the greatest defensive fighters of all time, without a doubt. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know it. A lot of people don't want to, come to truth with that. I think he's, without a doubt, top 5 all time in defense. And because he carries that, his opponents only connect 20% of the time. That's throughout his career. His opponents only connect 20% of the time, and that's unheard of. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. Every fighter would like to have that on their stats. And, of course, Floyd's hands are very fast. He can match, Pacquiao's speed, hand speed. And, of course, Floyd Mayweather, his boxing IQ is the real boxing IQ is above anybody right now. He's so smart inside the ring. A lot of people don't give him credit for that. Another thing people don't give him credit for is his counter punching. He's a great counter puncher. You know what I mean? He's not one to shoot first. You know what I mean? He doesn't throw the first punch. I mean, he doesn't have to. So his footwork is very good. As a lot of y'all know, y'all like to say that he runs around a lot. Well, he's a defensive fighter. He's not going to sit there and stand with you toe to toe. You know what I mean? He's a fighter that scores points. You know what I mean? He doesn't really care about what the crowd thinks. He's not going to go toe to toe just for the crowd. You know what I mean? He knows how to score the points. He knows how to get the victory because that's all he wants. He wants that win and he wants that money. You know what I mean? He knows how to score points with the judges. You know what I mean? He knows, and like I said, he's very smart, and he knows that he can do that. You know what I mean? He knows that that's going to win the fight. You know what I mean? Why, go out there and try to get, make the crowd happy when, you can get the for sure win. You know what I mean? He knows what to do. He's doing it because he can. You know what I mean? Nobody can stop it. But, anyways, let's get to the fight now. My prediction on the fight, and this varies all the time from day to day. Some days I say Floyd's gonna win. Other days I say that Pacquiao's gonna win. But for the past week, I've pretty been stuck to Floyd Mayweather, and we'll talk about that. I think that if Floyd goes into the fight with a little more, just a little more of an offensive mind frame, that he will win the fight. As we've seen in the Shane Mosley fight with Mayweather, he got rocked really good in the second or third round, I believe. And after that, he really turned it up on his offensive game because he had to. A lot of people didn't think he had that offense in him. You know what I mean? I knew he had it in him, but I didn't know he would have to bring it out ever because of his defense. But he got hit with a good shot. You know what I mean? And like I said, if he goes in there with a little bit of that offensive mind frame and sharpens it up a little bit, I think he can take Pacquiao. Because we all know what Pacquiao's going to do. You know what I mean? He's going to go in there and he's pretty much going to be an unstoppable force. You know what I mean? With his offense. You know what I mean? Throwing all those punches. He never gets tired. Another thing. Never gets tired. So, with that being said, Floyd can't just go in there and does what he really likes to do is dance around you and backpedal. I think if he does that, if he backpedals, then he will get knocked out. I give him uh, 8, 9 rounds of backpedaling before he gets knocked out. And but he knows this. Like I said, he's a very smart fighter. He knows what he has to do to win, and he'll do whatever it takes. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's no secret what Pacquiao's going to do. He's going to be on the offensive. You know what I mean? So if this fight's really up to Mayweather. Who's going to of who's going to win the fight. And like I said, if he goes in there like the regular Floyd and backpedals and does all that shit, he'll get knocked out easy. You know what I mean? But if he goes in there with that, he goes in there with a little bit of that offensive mind frame and gets his counter punching working, that's going to set it apart because the counter punching too, because if y'all seen the Pacquiao fights and the Marquez fights, when they fought both of those, uh, Marquez gave Pacquiao a lot of trouble because he was, using that counter punching. That's why it was such a close fight. You know what I mean? If you've seen my other videos, you know that I think that Marquez won both of those fights. Even though he got knocked down a combined 4 times in both fights, I still think, he won those fights. He got his points taken away for the knockdowns, but I believe he won the rounds to win the fight, on points. And, yeah, that's another thing that, I think will give Pacquiao problems with Floyd Mayweather. He's a great counterpuncher. Um, excuse me. Yeah, and what really is gonna set it apart though is Mayweather's IQ. You know what I mean? His IQ is so smart inside the ring. I think that's what really is going to be the difference. I'm not saying that Pacquiao doesn't have a good boxing IQ, but I just think that Mayweather's IQ is much better than anybody's in the sport right now. I think that's what's really going to set it apart, and get him the win. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much all I got to say. I can really talk about this for hours and shit, but that's pretty much all I'm gonna say right now. I know I probably pissed a lot of people off. A lot of people are gonna, you know, shoot shots at me and shit like that. I don't really give a shit. If you like the video, put a like. If you don't like it, put a dislike. You know what I mean? Comment on it. If you comment on it, to me, I will comment back. Whatever, and put likes on other people's comments, do all that shit. You know what I mean? Oh shit, phone's ringing. But yeah, and be sure to watch boxing on Saturday, the Khan and Maidana fight. My prediction is that Khan will win, but his chin is suspect. And I will not be surprised if Maidana lands that big shot and knocks Khan out. So be sure to watch that fight. I think that's going to be a pretty good fight. A pretty interesting fight to watch. Uh, like I said, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you liked it. Give me some feedback. You know what I mean? If you want me to give my thoughts on other fights, just say so. I'll probably be doing one about Shane Mosley and Pacquiao here pretty soon, because that's probably the likely opponent for Pacquiao next. But I really kind of want to wait to see, officially who it's going to be. But that's kind of who it's looking like it's going to be. So see y'all guys later. Look out for more videos. Subscribe. I'm going to be putting out some pretty good videos here pretty soon. All right. Peace.